Tamara Bennett with Southern Adoornments Decor. I hope you're having a great Tuesday. We are going to be painting this is called a square frame. Even though it's not square, it's kind of square, but it's elegant looking. Excuse me, I'm a little under the weather. But we are going to be painting it with a circle in the middle, and then it's going to have stripes behind the circle, and then it's going to have really beautiful flowers. So, all right, I usually eyeball this, but I'm going to give it a little bit of a quick measurement to make sure I've got my circle in the middle, or at least pretty close to it. But we're going to use this. I do not have it in the middle. We're going to use this this circle piece here to kind of as a guide for the circle that's going to go in the middle of our door hanger. It's hard to measure stuff when you're sitting down. Okay, so we're going to do a circle right here in the middle. This is a 12-inch circle, a 20-inch square frame. These work great for just any general purpose door hanger that you want to do. They're so versatile. You can do any kind of design on them. This is actually going to be for a friend of mine who has a business, and she wants to put her business name in the middle. So I've drawn a circle, and we're going to leave the inside of the circle white. The background is already painted white, and then I'm going to use my yardstick to kind of draw lines. And my yardstick's not quite long enough, but we're going to make it work. We're going to use my yards. I may need to stand up for this. I thought I could do it sitting down, but I'm not going to be able to eyeball it from where I need to be able to see. So I'm going to try to use these points on the end here. Can you guys see that? These points on the end to as a guide for where I'm going to put my lines. And so we're just going to go ahead and draw some lines across here. And then we're going to paint black stripes. And then we're going to make those black stripes look really shabby. I'm going to do it about 2 widths. So we're going to use our ruler as kind of a guide here. And we're not going to be super precise about this. We're just going to roughly make it about 2 widths of the ruler. There we go. And we're just drawing our stripes on top of the white. So go ahead and get all your stripes on there. Let's see. Like I said, I'm not going to be real precise about this, but we're going to get pretty close. I'm not drawing the stripes all the way across the circle though. We're just going behind the circle. And then after we get our stripes painted, we're going to do some flowers and some vines. It's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be a really pretty shabby chic door hanger. And really this could be used for a wedding. It could be used for a baby's nursery, or for like a hospital baby announcement, or it could be used for a business like what we're using it for today. Just all different kinds of applications. And this technique can be used again and again with different colors. You could choose a color scheme, you know. You could do the black and white and do any other pop of colors you want to. Or you could do your stripes more neutral, like gray and white or tan and white. And you could get some really pretty color combinations that way. Okay, we've got all of our stripes drawn on. Let me see if you guys can see. We've got a circle in the middle and then stripes behind it. Glennis said, is it a yardstick? I call it a yardstick just because that's what I've always called it. But it's like a long ruler. It's an 18-inch ruler. It's not officially a yard. I call all rulers yardsticks unless they're actually a 12-inch ruler. I don't know why I do that. Do I sell this template? Yes, Lori. I don't sell the template with the pattern on it, but I sell the shape, this square frame shape. We're going to start with our black stripes. I'm going to start right up here at the top. And I'm not using painter's tape or anything like that. I'm actually turning my brush up this way, and I'm pulling it along the line. Can you guys see? Yes, okay, you can. We're just pulling it along the line. And I'm not worrying about if I get a little over the line or not. I'm not a perfectionist. And as you notice, I made it all the way down the length of that line without running out of paint. That's because I got a lot of paint on my brush to start with. Let me go back the other way just a little bit, because I didn't officially start at the edge of the door hanger. And then we're just going to fill in the area above that stripe. This is a really fun design. And then after we get all of our black stripes painted, we're going to kind of make it look shabby looking with a dry brush technique. What about the circle? The circle is going to stay white, and then after we get all of our black stripes done, we'll go back and add some color around the edge of the circle as like a border, so that it's going to have like a gold edged border. So I'm just edging these stripes with the tip of my flat tip brush. You could also do it with a round tip brush, whichever one you feel like you have the most control with. If you guys don't mind sprinkling the love also, I would so appreciate that. And if somebody could share it into my free group, Door Hanger Painting Tips group, I would appreciate that as well. So sorry, I'm coughing all the time. I can't seem to get rid of this nagging cough. Unless you can read lips. So we're just outlining our stripes and filling them in. Goodness gracious. Poor Charlie has a cough too. And she said, Mama, when is this cough ever going to go away? I said, I don't know. Dawn said, I've been toying with the idea of a business sign with this shape. Well, Dawn, you are in luck, girlfriend. Because that's exactly what this is going to be. Not for my business, but for a friend of mine. Her name is Nikki. And she sells clothing. It's Agnes and Dora clothing. And she wanted this so she could hang it up like behind her when she does her live videos. So I'm not going to do the lettering in today's video. I'm just going to do the stripes, the shabby stripes, and the flowers behind it. We'll show you that part. I'm going to do the lettering later because I'm not going to quite have time to get it all done today. The kids are going to be getting off the bus soon, and Charlie's going to be waking up from a nap. And sometimes I just need to break a door hanger down into 2 different sessions. Especially if it's got a lot of lettering, which this one does. And so I'll probably have to pre-plan it and actually put a lot of thought into how the lettering is going to be laid out so that it looks right. I did like 2 coats of white on this before I got started, and I just used a wide brush and I watered down my white a little bit so that it would go on smoothly. And I dried it with a hair dryer in between both coats. So if you need to do that, be sure and dry it in between, because that helps the second coat go on smoother. If your first coat is still wet, then that second coat will not go on smooth. I had to stop talking for a moment, otherwise my hands were shaking while I was trying to draw that straight line. I was almost holding my breath for a moment. Doesn't help that I'm coughing, and I can't seem to paint a straight line while I'm coughing. These stripes don't take very long if you don't agonize over them. They're definitely not perfect. There's a few places where I got over the line and it's a little messed up, but you know what? These are going to be shabby stripes, and so we're fixing to shabby it up, and you won't notice all those little imperfections. So for those of you who agonize over getting perfect stripes, you may just want to start doing shabby stripes on everything. It'll make your life easier. Okay, we've got our stripes painted. We left our circle white. I'm going to dry it for just a moment. Whoops. Alright, so if you don't have one of these, go out to your local Dollar Tree and get the crappiest brush you can find, a nice big one like this, and get some white paint. And I'm going to be using the top part of my egg carton. I'm going to take my paint and I'm going to use white, and I'm just going to draw, like, squeeze out a little line. Just a little line of paint. Just like that. Now you're going to dip your brush in the white a couple times so it looks like that. And if you feel like you've got too much, dab it off on a paper towel. Otherwise, you're going to start from one end all the way off the edge of the door hanger, and then you're going to scrape along to the other end, and we're going to go back the other way. Scrape, scrape. And we're doing white on top of black. Now I'm going to get some more and do the next stripe. And you can do as much or as little of this as you want. There we go. And that feels about right. I don't want to go overboard and do too much. So let me show you kind of what we've got going. Now I want to do just a little bit of gray on top of the black to do the same thing. So let me find the color gray. That one looks a little too light. Let's try Gray Sky. These are all Decor Americana paints. They're the matte acrylics. So I'm going to do the same thing. Squeeze it out on a little line. This one's not very dark. I may actually blend in just a little bit of the, what color is this? Zinc. It's like a charcoal gray. We're going to blend a little bit of that because after I've squeezed it out, I realized it's not really quite dark enough. Okay, and then we're going to dab our brush in it. I'm going to dab a little off because I wasn't quite sure how much I got. Now we're going to do this on top. Actually, I'm going to dab a lot off. I don't want very much. We're going to do it across our white. And I'm going to try to avoid the circle in the center this time because I don't want to do a lot of repainting to cover up what I make a mess of. Because the circle in the middle is going to be rather clean. But you want to keep all of your shabbiness going the same direction, if that makes sense. Or that's the way I like to do it anyways. I don't know if there's a right or a wrong way. But I'm just keeping it all going in the same direction as the stripe. And don't worry about if you get a little more in one area than another. It's okay. And then after you're done, just set your brush in a thing of water, which I don't have nearby. Let me show you guys what this looks like. Okay, so here's our shabby stripes. We got a little bit on that white in the middle, so I'm going to do a quick touch-up of that, and then we're going to move on to doing the outline. And now some of this will be covered up by the gold outline that I do around the edge of the circle. So right now, I just accidentally got a little bit of my distressing across the middle of my circle. Whoops, I wasn't even dipping in paint, y'all. And I'm just taking some white and doing a little touch-up on the middle circle here, covering up what I got on the circle. There we go. Okay, so next we can do some gold. Let me find my gold paint. I may have to get up and get it. I think it's in the other cabinet. Just a moment. I'm going to grab some gold paint. It's right over here. Okay, I'm told this is the best gold paint there is. This is the Decor Metallics Bright Metallic Paint. I haven't tried it before, but all of my painter friends say it's the best. So we're going to give it a shot. I hate peeling these things off. I'm going to make a big mess. I may just have to dip it off the bottom side of this little thingy. Let me set that in my paint tray and we'll just do that because I'm going to make a big mess. I'm going to put the lid back on this. There's plenty on the bottom side of that for me to use. What am I looking for? I need a round tip brush or a filbert tip brush. Filbert might work pretty good if I can find the right size. What about this one? Okay, this is a filbert tip brush size 4. I'm going to use it. You could also use like a round tip brush to go around the outside edge. Let's get some of this gold. We're going to give it a shot. We're going to load it up on our brush. And we're just going to go around the outside edge of the circle. So this is where if you have any little spots that you kind of got over the line, this gold is going to hide those. It looks like it might take more than one little pass around the door hanger to get it covered really well, but it's going to be really pretty and shimmery. So we've got black, white, and gold so far, and then we're going to add some, oops, I forgot that white paint if there was a little wet. We're going to add some like pink and coral flowers. It's going to be beautiful. What kind of paint are we using today? Or what are we painting today? It is a square frame, it's what I call it. And it's got shabby stripes, a circle in the middle. This would be great for a baby door hanger, a wedding. It would be even pretty just for like a teenage girl's room for like a monogram in the middle. But this one is actually for a friend of mine who owns a business and she wants her business name in the middle. So that's what we're doing. Don't worry about getting that circle just so perfect because those flowers that we're going to put on, and the vines are going to kind of mask how imperfect your circle's going to be. So I'm just going over it one more time in a couple of places that were a little thin. I may actually have to get my hairdryer out though because it's pushing the paint around. Good afternoon, Joylene. Aw, Susan's having a paint party with her granddaughters. That sounds like fun. Okay, we've got a lovely gold circle going on here. Anywhere it was kind of thin, I just dried it and hit it one more time with a little coat of gold because it did look a little thin where it was going over the black, but I think it's going to be really pretty. Let me show you how shiny that is. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay. And here comes Charlie. I thought you were napping, sis. You decided to get up? Uh-huh. You waved to everybody? You got to get your thumb out of your mouth. They can't see your cute little face. Okay, go turn on TV and watch cartoons up till I'm done painting, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye. All right, let me draw this gold circle, and then we're going to start in with some flowers. Shut my door, babe. Sarah, this is the gold that I was using. Decor Metallics, bright metallic paint. And this one is called Vintage Brass. Let's get started with our flowers. Okay, so you guys, oh, I'm stumbling over words. I usually put my paint in these to separate the colors, but doing flowers, I like to actually blend the colors a little bit. So we're gonna put all of our paints in the little egg carton here. And I'm just gonna pull out some random paint colors. Watermelon Slice, this is a nice color pink. I'm gonna squirt just about a dime size amount of that. Let me set these colors over here so I don't forget what colors I used. Tomato Red. I don't know. We're just going to pull out some pinks and reds and corals. Oh, that one needed shaking. There we go. Tomato Red. What else? We need a lighter color. How about, here we go, Melon. We're going to put a little bit of that down. And then I feel like we need a really light pink. Really light. Oh, I forgot I had some colors up on the top of my rack here. I was just looking on the bottom. This is Cotton Candy. So we got about 4 colors of pink and red. And then I want to add in just a little bit of white also. Yeah, no, not white. Off-white. Let's try off-white. Like a cream. That way it kind of contrasts to all the white on the door hanger. Do you purchase the gold at Michael's or Hobby Lobby? Yes, you can. I purchased mine directly from Decor. What is your paint that you are turning? I don't know. Oh, it's my, it's a 2-tiered tray that I keep all of my paints on. I showed it in a Friday Fab 5 a couple of weeks ago. What are you using for the paint bottles? Oh, that's what we were talking about. Okay, so now I'm going to get a round tip brush, size 8. And we're going to start with, excuse me, we're going to start with kind of like the middle color. Not the darkest, not the lightest, kind of, I'm going to start with a little bit of the darker, the Watermelon Slice, and a little bit of this Melon. And we're going to get the hair off the canvas first. Let me pull up my picture. I have a picture that I drew on my iPad. And we're going to start with like 2 flowers, this color. And I'm just going to kind of start putting and I'm dipping in more than one color at a time. So I'm going back and dipping in multiple colors. And we're just going to kind of work it in a circle. And it's going to kind of go partially up onto our circle and then partially off. So these should have a little bit of texture to them. Now I got a little bit of that tomato red, and we're just pulling it in, and we're just doing little brush strokes. So if you can't see what I'm doing, swipe right so that the comments disappear off your screen, and you'll be able to see a little bit better. And so I had somebody watching on YouTube, and because we always take all of these videos and we upload them to YouTube, and they said, why do you always film in portrait mode? I said, because that's like, on Facebook, that's the best mode to film in. But they were watching over on YouTube, and YouTube prefers landscape. So if you are watching this over on YouTube, I want to encourage you to come hang out with us on Facebook, or watch the video over here on Facebook, just because you'll have an easier time of seeing things. All right, and now I want the very center of my flower to have a little bit more of this tomato red. We're gonna put that right here in the middle. And then I'm gonna brush off a little bit of this because I got too much. Now we're gonna take a little bit of this lighter, the cream and the light pink, and we're just gonna keep swirling around the outer part here. Just keep layering it on there till it feels right. I don't know how to explain it other than that. I'm gonna take a little bit more of this darker red and pink and pull it around the outside of the bottom here because I want it to look like the bottom has a little bit of a shadow. Does that make sense? So the top part of the flower is gonna be brighter and the bottom part is gonna have more red. So I want this part up here to be lighter. Let me brush some of this off and then get some of the lighter colors and put them up here. And you can even take and kind of swirl some colors together on your palette. I'm swirling together a little bit of the cream and the cotton candy pink to make a really, really light pink. Okay, so there we go. We got one flower. And while we're at it, we're going to do this same exact flower in this top right corner. So we're going to kind of mirror this up here. And we're going to just kind of work it like right here. So it's kind of directly, diagonally across. I'm not even on camera, am I? We're going to work that into a circle on this end here. Get a base coat color to kind of cover all that black. And then you can start kind of layering on the shades that you want. And just kind of keep working in a circle. So I'm doing like little petal strokes, but I'm going in a circle the whole time. And you want to kind of build up the paint so that you can't see the black underneath. And then you want to add just a little bit of the darker and the lighter colors to give it some depth. So maybe on this one, the darker colors will be on this bottom right-hand side. You get a little bit more of the tomato red, kind of like this. Your flowers are going to have lots of texture to them. Now I'm going to do some of this tomato red right in the middle. And then I'm going to blot my brush off. And I'm just going to get some of the lighter pink and white and kind of do just a little bit more highlights up here with those colors. There we go. Okay, we're gonna do some of these same flowers, but we're gonna do them a little bit smaller, and we're gonna position them just a little bit differently. So I've got a picture up here that I'm looking at that I drew. Okay, so this next one is gonna be kind of like right here, and it's gonna be a little bit smaller. Let me just get the background color laid on there. These are not in any particular shape or anything. They're just very, I don't know. They're just different. Like in nature, you don't have a particular shape that a flower has to be like this because of all the different petals. They just end up however they end up. Okay, let me put some of that dark red right here in the middle. And then let me blot off my brush again. I'm gonna go back and add just a few more highlights on the upper part here. Sometimes the paint starts to blend and you have to just keep adding more to get what you want. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same thing up here with another one right here. By now I've got kind of a mess on my palette. All the colors are real blended together, which almost makes it easier when you go to dip your brush because you don't know what you're gonna get. You just keep pulling more color in. I intended to make this one a little lighter, but I may have to go back after they dry a little bit and add a little bit of the lighter colors because those darker reds just keep grabbing the paint and making it darker. I'll make this bottom side just a little darker. And then we're going to dab some of this red right in the middle. There we go. Let me get a little bit more. It's blending. Okay. And then go back with a little bit of the lighter white and pink. There we go. Okay. Now we've got 4 flowers on here. We need 2 more. We're going to do these completely different. So, rinsed my brush completely off, dabbed off the excess water. Now we're going to do kind of a off-white kind of colored flower. It's going to be unusual, but it's going to be real pretty. Let's see if I can find the colors I'm looking for. I think this will work. This is called Sugared Peach. I keep hearing cars outside. I'm going to just do this over in the corner of my paint palette. And I'm going to use just a little bit of gray. I know that's really strange to use that in a flower, but we're going to use it kind of as a shading color. And then I need just a little bit of like navy blue. I think I've got some of that up here somewhere. Let's see. I may not have any navy. I may have to use this color and just darken it up. It's called True Blue, but it's more of like a cobalt blue. So I may have to darken it with a little bit of black. We're just going to do a drop of black in the middle of it. Okay. We're going to start with the white. This is the sugared peach color. Okay, hang on. I got to dry these pink flowers. Otherwise, I'm going to end up pulling pink all into this flower. Are your paints on a basket, Lazy Susan? Yes, it's a 2-tiered Lazy Susan basket. All right, so this is the sugared peach. We're going to do it in a bit of a circle-y shape, and we're going to do kind of an off-white flower, and it's going to kind of overlap the edge of that pink one. So let me just get the base color laid down, and I got a little bigger for that than I really wanted to, but it's okay. And then I'm going to get just a teensy bit of this gray, and we're going to use that to kind of highlight and shade in the center of this flower. And then I may get a little bit of the white too to kind of highlight it, make it a little brighter, because the gray darkened it up a little bit. Okay, we'll go back and put our little blue in the middle in just a moment. While I've got all this on my brush, I want to do another one up here in this top corner that's this color. It's kind of an off-white flower, like a cream color. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more down here. And then I'm going to rinse my brush. Okay, I'm mixing this blue I have with a little bit of black to create kind of a navy, because I didn't have a navy here handy. But then we're going to just do this kind of in the center. We're just going to dab with our brush like this. And it's going to kind of look like a poppy kind of flower. So I'm just going to keep dabbing until I get it like I want it. And do the same thing in this one up here. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Okay. I feel like it needs a little bit of something else. So let me rinse my brush. These little white flowers do. So I'm going to take a little bit of this charcoal gray and mix it on the edge of just a tiny bit of this sugared peach. And then I'm going to, that's still not dark enough. Maybe try a little bit of blue. And then we're going to go see what that looks like around the edge. It's okay. I don't know. I just felt like it needed a little bit of definition. I don't know if I love it. We'll see. What is the sign size? This one is a 20-inch. It just looks huge because it's 20 inches up and 20 inches across as well. All right, now we need our vines and stuff. So let's pick out some greens for vines. These look good. This is called, that's a little dark. Let's not use that one. This one's called Hauser Medium Green. Y'all have seen me use it before. I'm going to squirt just a little bit. We're going to do the same thing like we did with the flowers. We're going to blend a couple of greens together. The Hauser light green and the Hauser medium green. We're putting a little bit of that side by side. I'm using the same brush. If y'all notice, I get hooked on one kind of brush and I don't switch it up much. Got a little bit of both colors on my brush. And we're just going to do one long vine going out this way. It'll be a little thicker up where it goes behind the flowers. And then it will get thinner as it goes out this way. And then off from that, we're going to, with a really light brush stroke, we're just going to do some smaller vines. Some of them can swirl, some of them won't. And then we'll do some little bitty sprouts. Almost like leaves, but they're just sprouting up off the edges of those. And some of them are touching and some of them really aren't. And then we're going to do the same thing going up from here. And then just do some kind of drawing off the edge of that vine and just kind of make them swirl out. I don't know, just keep playing with it. And then do some coming out from here. The feather light strokes work best when you're doing this and kind of keeping them going quick so that they don't look real thick. Let's do some up here. Sorry, I'll keep you guys on camera here. Do some up this way. And then we're going to do one coming from here down. Do some little leaves coming off of it. This is so therapeutic. It's so relaxing. I was feeling kind of stressed before I started this Facebook Live because just, you know, dealing with like hospital bills and stuff like that. I hate making phone calls to like billing companies and junk. And that was making me really feel stressed, but this is very relaxing. Okay, so we've got our greenery up here and down here. I wanted it to look kind of wild, like all over the place. Like it was just bursting out from behind this circle. This is a round tip size 8. Now I'm going to go back with this same brush. I rinsed it out. I'm going to get some of the colors that I used on my flowers. We'll get some of this medium pink. It's like the melon. And we'll do like a little bud on the tip of that one. We'll do a little flower here. Hey, honey. My husband's home. We'll just do some little buds and flowers in random spots. They don't have to be perfect for sure. Just kind of do like a little rose buds and stuff like that. I like doing them kind of on the ends of some of these, and then I like doing a couple of smaller ones here and there. And we'll go back and add some definition in a minute, like to make them look more like flowers. Right now they're just kind of pink little blobs. Okay, now I'm going to go back and grab some of this. What color was this? Watermelon slice. And I'm going to kind of blend it in with a couple of these little bitty buds. And just kind of messily just dotting and swooping and swirling inside these little circles to kind of make them look more realistic. All right, I'm going to get most of that off on my paper towel and then get some of this really light pink and some of this white and kind of swirl them together. And I'm going to kind of do a little bit of that inside each one as well. So I'm adding the lighter color last. Darker colors first, or the medium color, then the darker, then the lighter. Okay, stand back and take a look. All right, so I think we are done. See, let me show you guys those flowers up close. If you need to, you can screenshot it. And then show you these. Lovely, lovely. And you could always add even more greenery if you wanted. This one will hang like this. Is that right? And then there could be a bow up here if they like. And then the words will be all inside here. So I'll do the wording at another time. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little flower kind of technique and showing you guys my process for how I do those. So I hope you guys have a fantastic afternoon. Thank you so much for sprinkling the love for me. And if you want to get this shape, this is called the square frame. You can grab it in my shop. We also have the template for that shape. And I just used a 12-inch circle for the center and kind of started from there. So good luck with yours. I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.